So, religion. Specifically, my religion. For those of you who don't know yet, I am a lunar pagan. What this means is I worship the moon goddess and the night deities, so Ninx. I also worship the forest god Pan, Isis, and Hecate. So those are the gods that I pay most attention to, do most offerings for, spells towards, etc. This is also why I post all those moon videos and their correspondences, because I tend to plan out my spells and rituals, certain things I'm going to do based on lunar cycles, full moons, new moons, weaning, waxing, etc. Now, I did not grow up as a pagan. This should be not too surprising. Very few people do grow up as pagans. I grew up as a Christian. I was a Christian till I was about 10 years old. Up till that point, I was pretty heavily Christian. There was grace at meals, everything. This was probably mainly because my best friend and my mother were both Christians. But my mother does not believe in the Bible or church. She just believes that there's a God, that there's heaven. Now, my friend, on the other hand, was a devout Christian. She didn't get birthday parties, nothing. She carried a Bible around with her 24/7, all that stuff. So it's partly because of her. And she gave people Bibles for their birthdays, which annoyed some people. Hell, it even annoyed me, because once you get one Bible, you really don't want any more. Especially once you no longer follow religion. It's like, stop sending me Bibles for my birthday, please and thank you. It's getting sort of annoying. But after that, she was a pretty awesome girl. So till I was about 10, when I turned 10, not exactly when I turned 10, but after I turned 10, I pretty much stopped really giving a shit about the religion. It was a bunch of hooey. I noticed that people who were Christian, a lot of them were very violent and not very nice to other people. And I noticed that a lot of them were basically hypocrites. That the Bible didn't really make a hell of a lot of sense, and the stories in the Bible were aligning with stories from other religions that were much older. Much, much, much older. Like the whole flood thing. Thanks a lot for that one, Zeus. So basically, I lost all belief in that when I was about 10. It's like, yeah, no, this makes no freaking sense anymore. And it doesn't work either. And I was basically of no religion till about grade 8, so 13 years old about. Which is when I actually discovered paganism. I discovered it via the House of Night series. For those of you who do read the book, you realize there is a lot of pagan rituals and whatnot in there. The main goddess worshipped in that book is Ninx, who is the goddess of the night, which is one of my main goddesses, surprise, surprise. And they do have circle casting, magic spells, the correct correspondences with the color of the candles towards the proper elements, etc. There's also a lot of old myths and whatnot in the book itself. So it actually does depict paganism fairly well. So that's what introduced me to the religion at first, because I had never heard of it beforehand. So after I got into the series, I started doing much more research on the religion, and basically fell in love with the religion. And since then, I have been pagan. Now, of course, at first I didn't really know what kind of pagan I was, or what I liked most, and whatnot. Because when you first get into it, you're not quite sure. Because you haven't done a lot of research yet. But once you do enough research, you basically figure out what you like, what spells you are more keen to, what gods or goddesses you like most, your patron gods or goddesses, if you have a patron god or goddess. Spirit animals, runes, tarot cards, wands, all that other crazy stuff. There's a lot to reading, to do, a lot of research, and it takes at least a year to look everything up, depending on how much research you do, how quickly. And of course you have familiars as well. So yeah. Now, my family, on the other hand, they're not too keen on me being a pagan, especially my dad. My mom just didn't really know anything about the religion, but she didn't have a problem with the religion itself. She just had questions. A lot of questions, and I still sometimes get random questions from her. Like, what is Christmas to a pagan? Do pagans even celebrate Christmas? Yeah, Yule. She even asked me how Santa fit in. I got a kick out of that. That was not the kind of question I expected from her. But, thank you, Odin. But my dad, on the other hand, is completely against it. Not particularly surprising. Doesn't like my religion at all. So, and he constantly tries to discourage people from encouraging me in my beliefs, which I get an endless kick out of. But everyone in my family is of a different religion. No one in my family has the same religion whatsoever. My brother is an atheist who used to be a Satanist, who before that was a Christian. My mother is a Christian and has been her entire life. My dad was originally an atheist, but he's now a Scientologist and has been for 20-so years. Yeah. But mind you, he doesn't know much about Scientology at all, which is kind of funny, because you really should know your religion if you're going to call yourself by that religion. Then my grandma, she's like Christian, atheist, pagan mix. Depends on what day you catch her. And then basically everyone else in my family is either atheist or Christian. And then I have one family member who seems to be a Christian pagan, which is kind of odd. Yeah. So my religion.